if you're having instrument or dash light problems, this tip may be helpful. I've already talked about the importance of the dimmer switch, or it's called a potentiometer. I've already done a video on how to rebuild this. This, of course, plugs into the circuit board on your engine instrument cluster. So when you turn the knob, it changes the resistance and changes the intensity of these two bulbs that light up your instruments at night. So this is one of the first things you want to check. So let's assume you've already either replaced it, rebuilt it, or bypassed this potentiometer. The next thing you want to do, of course, is check all your bulbs. Make sure your bulbs, and don't just look at them. You say, well, it doesn't look burned out. No, you literally need to unplug it and get a new bulb and try the new bulb. Okay, once again, any type of troubleshooting, you go with the simple things to the more complex. So let's say you've already replaced your bulbs and you're still having lights. It could be your main lights. It could be some of these little warning lights aren't coming on like they should. So now you get into a little more difficult troubleshooting, and that's the main purpose of this video, because I've already done a video on this, this issue here, and I've talked about other issues as well, including the circuit board, because you want to look at this circuit board. Look particularly for any burn marks around, any evidence that you may be losing electrical contact to this board. This could be a problem. So here you are. You've gone through this. That's not the problem. You changed the bulbs. You're pretty sure the circuit board is okay. That's when you want to go after the bulb holders, okay? These little bulb holders are kind of critical in how they make contact. I want to turn the circuit board over and show you how they make contact. You see, it's almost like an aluminum foil contact strip, right? In that area and that area. And when you put the bulb holder in and turn it, notice these two contacts right here. They make contact with those two open metal strips. And that's kind of a little, that might be fragile. So if you have one, let's say one of these is bent, and when you put it in there, it's not making good contact. Or let's say this might be broken right here. You need to be aware of this problem. And same with the little ones. Look at the little ones here. See, when you rotate them out and put them back in and turn them clockwise to lock them in, notice those tabs, how they roll up on top of that metal contact on the circuit board there. So each one of these can be, problematic. The ones I found are most problematic are these large ones, which are used in the W123 for the, primarily for the dash lights, these two right here. These holders get bent quite easily. And the other thing is, I don't know if any of you have noticed how hard it is to turn these, okay? Particularly if you're trying to change your bulbs, you can actually, pull the cluster out and get in behind here and try to turn this out and change the bulb without removing the cluster from the dash. But these are really hard to turn. And they often will run right into this little, this is your turn signal bulb here, holder, so you can't really twist it. Well, I think the engineers finally came up with an improvement, and I want to show you this improvement. This is out of a 201 chassis, a later 201 chassis in the late 80s. Look at how they changed the design. Isn't that nice? Not only did they make a square knob so you can get on it and turn it easily, they also strengthened up the tabs. It still will plug in, but it has a much tighter plug-in than this one. Notice how much I have to pull to get that bulb out. And on this one, the original 123, it just kind of slides in and just kind of falls out. See that? And once again, these little almost like brass-coated tabs can easily bend up and get deformed like that. So when you put it into the hole, you can see, oh, I'm sorry, I'm going the wrong way there. We put it in here, and when you turn it, it's not making good contact. See that? It's loose. So that's something you want to check. Make sure these, but I'm going to recommend to all you W123 owners, if you can find these out of a newer Mercedes, let me tell you, what an improvement. Look at how these go in, and notice how they make contact, and notice how tight they are. See that? Look at how tight they are compared to the original bulb holders. So, there you go. If you're still having problems, make sure, look over the circuit board. We have extra circuit boards if you find your circuit board is bad. But if you're having problems on your W123 primarily with these two sockets here that light up your dash at night, go out and find these newer style bulb holders and replace them. You'll be glad you did. Most of you know that when you're dealing with light bulbs, one of the reasons light bulbs burn out prematurely is poor contact. That can be a household light bulb. It'll sit there and flicker and arc and flicker, and that will shorten the life of the filament inside that bulb. And it's the same with auto light bulb holders. I mean, if you don't have a tight contact, a real tight contact, not only can that cause a dim bulb, but it can cause a shortened life of the bulb. So once again, if you're having problems having to change the bulbs in your dash lights quite often, once again, it may come back to this bulb holder. And I'm so impressed with the difference between the original and this newer style. It fits so tight. It's so easy to get in and out that I'm going to try to source these. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get these if we could get them new, because finding them used is kind of a challenge. But if we are able to source these and make them available to you, there will be a link below in the description of this video. If I haven't been able to locate them or source them yet, there'll be no link. So that's going to be your answer. You don't have to email me. So I hope you find this one helpful. This is a great improvement.